You've been going 90 miles an hour all day. From the moment you stepped out of bed, you had to get yourself ready, get your family ready, feed the dogs, walk the dog, pack your lunch, make your breakfast. And don't forget to send that email to your boss so that it's in their inbox first thing in the morning. Then you drive to work, get to work, have to talk to everybody. Once you get to work, make your coffee. The list goes on and on. Whether that scenario is exactly what you live or you have some version of that, I think we're all in it together. That fatigue can be so real every single day. I just feel done. And in the past, this has been a perfect opportunity for me to hit the sofa, crack open a beer, pour some wine, and just relax because I deserve it. I mean, really, you've worked so hard all day. Why don't you deserve a little bit of a treat? Why don't you deserve running through and getting takeout or fast food tonight? You earned it. But did you? I say you definitely earned something. You earn credit for being a badass and for kicking butt all day long. However, in today's episode, I want to look at things a little bit differently. From a woman who is feeling the fatigue this very moment, I want to walk through the process of what I do to fight through the fatigue and finish my day strong, free of self-sabotage, an uncomfortable belly, and a weight of guilt on my shoulders. Let's get into it right now. So awesome to have you again. And if this is your first time, welcome. I am Erica, and I am the host of the Incognito Athlete podcast. What started as a 100-pound weight loss journey has turned into something really amazing. I started out in pursuit of living a happier and healthier life, maybe just like you. But in doing so, I unlocked the mystery behind weight loss. And it's all in the mindset. No fancy diet pills or magic promises here. It just takes some work. And now, as a wellness mindset coach, I am making it my mission to share all of the lifestyle and mindset tips that I've learned along the way and that I'm employing with my clients who are also sick and tired of the weight loss roller coaster and want that one-way ticket to health and happiness. And one of the biggest gremlins that comes along the way is fatigue. We have to work out. We have to meal prep. We have to count the calories. We have to do all of the other things and fulfill all of the other roles and responsibilities in our life. It can be exhausting. For that reason, I really do advocate for planning. Even for those of you who love being that spontaneous so-and-so, planning really does help a whole heck of a lot. However, we're all human, and so we have to give ourselves some space whenever we maybe don't have a plan or our plan goes awry, whether it's to our own fault or because something popped up. Life happens, right? I do want to linger on this for a second before we dive into my whole fighting the fatigue scenario. Because we have so many things going on in our life, we have to acknowledge that those are all variables. Very few of them are probably certainties. I mean, even when you plan to have breakfast or what you plan to have for breakfast might change. And even though that's kind of benign, it's still an example of how stuff can change and will change and is okay to change in your day. Now, if you're driving in your commute and all of a sudden you come upon a traffic jam due to a car accident up ahead, that could really impact your arrival time at work, maybe you attending a meeting on time, you being prepared for a meeting, and a snowball effect can happen. This is where in the past I would take it as an omen that I was not intended to have a good day, and I would use it as a pulpit to complain, be whiny, and probably nasty with people for most of the day. Is any of this sounding familiar to you? If you are resonating with this too, please don't be ashamed. It's just part of how we grew up and, what we observed from other people. But what I want to do is encourage you to look at these situations and just start to look at them as other things that are coming up. The puppies might pee on the carpet. Your milk in the fridge may spoil. You may come across an accident on the road. Somebody may cancel a meeting on you. These things will happen, and none of it is worth taking personally. So if that is one thing that you can do to manage through the happenstance that comes up in your day, especially in a moment of fatigue, that's really going to help you. Another really important mindset consideration is what your plan is for the day. What are your goals? What is on your agenda? What do you need to make happen today? When you set your mind to those things, you're actually making a commitment to yourself. So if we're looking at it from a wellness standpoint, you may say, okay, after work, I'm going to go for a jog, or I'm going to meet my friend at the gym. And when you say you are going to do something, that is a commitment, especially if you're involving somebody else. Yes, it is okay for you to change your mind. Yes, there are opportunities to change your plans. However, again, if you start to look at things more as a commitment, as opposed to something that's just tentative and up in the air, and you are willing to change, then the likelihood of you actually doing it is far greater. And especially when it comes to things that's going to help you with your weight loss or your wellness plan, this mindset tactic is really going to help you. Okay. So now this stuff happens, life happens, you did your best, you have your plan, you have your hopes for the day, but you've hit a wall. Me personally, as I'm sitting here talking to you, I have a headache. I can feel the droopy cartoon eyes right now. And I literally went through this mental exercise before stepping up to the microphone tonight. And this is something that I've thought about before. And I think it's kind of interesting to dissect, record, and share with you. As much work as we do on ourselves, as much personal development as we achieve, we will still have these feelings and emotions. They're deep rooted in us, and they're valid, to be perfectly honest. It's just how we respond to them that matters. So here is my fighting fatigue scenario. Boom, phase 1 hits. It's the bomb. This is the point when I realize that, oh crap, I still have to record my podcast for the day. And I have to do X, Y, Z, and A, B, and C. And I'm also expected to do 1, 2, and 3. Your heart might race a little bit. You might feel some tension in your body. Some of us might even start perspiring or breathing heavy. The stress is upon us. The sense of panic has set in. Now for me, I immediately switch into phase 2. Woe is me. It's almost like within a second. Oh gosh, I can't believe I have to do all these things. How am I ever going to accomplish it? It's impossible. These literal words will start playing in my head. Now that I've done a lot of the work, I don't live in this phase for very long. It may be 1 minute later that I'm, boom, in phase 3. Crap. How the heck am I going to make this happen? This by nature is my go-to, and this is where I hang out for a while mentally. This is my problem solving phase. And just like a hamster wheel or that darn weight loss roller coaster, I go round and round and round. So I sit and I think, okay, how am I going to do this? And I think about solution 1. Well, I could just suck it up and do what I decided I would do and get XYZ, ABC, and 1, 2, 3 done, even if it means me going to bed later. Well, that doesn't sound like fun. So I think to myself, I don't want to do that. There's got to be another solution. So I think about solution 2. This is where I start to get crafty and I'm compromising essentially with myself. Well, what can I get done today and what can I put off until tomorrow? Now, this isn't the worst place to be. I mean, in fact, it's actually a very healthy place to be, to realize that maybe you don't have to do everything right this second. Maybe it's okay if the dishwasher isn't loaded or emptied until tomorrow morning. What can you literally put off until later to save yourself the 15, 30 minutes, whatever it is? But sometimes the little girl starts to creep up in my mind, especially when I'm tired, right? And I tell myself, well, I just don't feel like it. And it's like I kind of have that pouting feeling or voice in my head. I just don't wanna, you know? How many of you have said that to yourself? Have you said it out loud? Maybe you've said it to your spouse or even your kids. I just don't wanna. The thing about not wanting to is that maybe, yeah, in that moment you are tired and you don't want to. And some of us might be really obstinate with that. Like, I'm only going to do what I want to do. However, you are not that person anymore. You are in pursuit of change and of great things in your life. So you're not comfortable with that, right? You really wouldn't be able to sleep well tonight if you did that. So then you're like, okay, let's go to a third solution. What is my option? And it often, for me, ends up being a hybrid of accomplishing the things and then either delegating or postponing a couple of my tasks to another day. This is just another one of my have my cake and eat it too kind of a tool. Prioritize what has to happen now and handle the other things as needed. The ultimate, if time allows, is to grit it out and to do everything. If you feel it's feasible and if it can be done, despite the fact that you, quote, may not want to, this may be the best option for growth. And as of late, this is how I end up. I grit it out, I accomplish the things, and I feel amazing when I'm finished. I don't have those carryover tasks to the next day. I don't feel guilty for canceling on my friend or my husband. I feel prepared going into work the next day. And I feel accomplished being the support that I seek to be for listeners like you. I'm going to tell you something even crazier. My headache is gone. The pain I felt from sitting and lamenting to myself has now gone now that I've sat here at the mic and started checking the boxes for my day. How about them apples? I put aside my wants, I put aside my fatigue, and I make a choice that works for me in that moment. Again, either gritting it out and doing all of the things or finding a healthy compromise of what can get done today and what can wait until tomorrow. I just think it's incredibly fascinating how these immature and inexperienced, uncomfortable and sensitive thoughts will come up into my mind. The self-pity, the sadness, the worry, the resentment. These feelings are not necessarily ever going to go away in my life. And they may not for you too. But it's so important for you to recognize when they pop up and that these are truly just messages that are related to how you have learned to navigate scenarios in the past. In the past, those messages have helped you to avoid any discomfort and to navigate fatigue. Now, as you are on a path to be accomplished and to reach your goal, those messages that your mind are giving you and sending you are not necessarily going to serve you anymore. So be aware. And that's really something that you can ask yourself as you're going through these thoughts and emotions. If I make this choice, will that serve me? If I make this choice, will it get me closer or farther away to my goal? If I have that wine, is that really going to help me? Do I need it? My guess is that you are making change in your life and that you are in a place now where you can listen to and filter these messages. Rewrite the words that you're saying to yourself and make choices that are truly in line with what you need and what you want in your life. Not that instant gratification, but the big goal, the happy, the healthy, the comfortable in your own skin, those kinds of feelings. Exposing my own mental journey feels really refreshing. And I hope that it serves as a relatable message to you, as well as some sort of validation that these kinds of feelings are not meant to be repressed or to create feelings of guilt or disappointment in yourself. You are on the road to success, and I am so freaking incredibly proud of you. If you have any questions about this or looking for some extra help with your mindset, I encourage you to reach out to me. You can just simply send me an email at erica@unmaskedwellness.com. I have a growing library of resources as well on my website, so I highly encourage you to check those out too. I just want to put them out there for you so that you can have an easier time of it than I did, to be perfectly honest. I am at a really interesting point in my own journey, In fact, I have an exciting announcement that I'm going to share in a couple weeks. It's one of my own personal growth, but definitely one that you're going to benefit from. So please, if you haven't already, subscribe to the Incognito Athlete podcast wherever you binge your episodes. Now take this information, use it for your energy bank, and go out and make it the most awesome day ever.